Are we ready? FB. That one I know. Facebook on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange. And I got an alert because the threshold was surpassed in an upwards manner. And I believe the chart has morphed. Let's start with the monthly candle chart for Facebook. I think I previously had drawn my lines in the sand for a monthly candle defined breakdown at the 151 level and a upwards trend breakout 188.60 level. Let's move the margin. Zoom. Put that in the middle. Make sure you got some black space to think. And yeah, that's pretty much how I had it this term. And I think it's right here about. I got triggered alert. So always wait for that monthly candle close. And then you'll know if you're... check it out. So let's say I was here. I think I forget how I do it. How I did it back in the days. But let's say I'm here, chart keeps going uptrend, and then I say, well, where's the next important support? What I do is I trace back and I look until I see the first red candle. So when I see a red candle right here, and then there's even a green that's close, I know here that's some support right here. And if I keep going down, here I had some little red candles, and then draw a line here. And then that's how I see. That's how I define when it's not really, hasn't been tested in a while. Like what's the closest support? Then that's the way I do it. And I'd even have some more. If you keep going down, you wait for a red candle. There you go. And see, that'd be the next level of support here. So that's how I identify my supports on the monthly candle chart when it hasn't been defined. So it helps my imagination. Right here, I know that, let's say at this stage, I see the other candles. Then I could have some tests here. Could do another formation, a breakdown below. And kind of matches right now. So this top formation, this pattern here with this breakdown line at the 170, if there's a close below it, I should reach close to the 150 level. And what happened over time? We had a red candle breakdown below, and in that same month, see how the wick went down, woo, and you would have reached your target right there. It's hard to enter, so a lot of moves on the monthly. This happens often. The move, then it just reaches, but it doesn't matter. You're building a bigger pattern, and you might be able to play that bigger pattern later on. And time moves on, and price action. See, still close above that new resistance, that support. Sorry, God, dyslexia. What's Patrick talking about? Resistance. He's pointing at support. Well, sorry about that, guys. I'll get better. And then price action goes back up. And then got triggered today. So chart morphs. And always wait for that monthly candle close. Here, there's probably a day, maybe, or a week that there was a close slightly below that 150 level. Oh, and then it's going to go down even more. Down to the 115 level. But you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the market to mature, the price action to mature. And see, these are pretty nice. Top pattern, target, brings you down to this resistance, this support here, makes a bigger pattern. That bigger pattern's target from top to bottom, added to breakdown line, makes even bigger pattern. And they all seem to coincide with the previous resistance. Doop. Okay, so that's pretty much it for now. So now what I have, using my classic chart trading framework, trying to define the direction. So when I go down on the weekly to apply stands system, I get a better idea of where the wind is. And right now, the wind, it's kind of in no man's land right now. But if I have a close above 188, 188.50, then I know that a couple of moves. Either I have this nice crazy target here close to the 225 area, and sometimes what I like to say is the closer patterns to the breakout line are more probable of reaching their possible targets than a bigger pattern that's encompassing it. So you could have a more conservative target just a little under right here at the 216. And what's fun about this, I'm putting alerts. I'm going to probably leave them there. And even if I forget about Facebook, and then they'll start getting triggered and I'll see the price action, how it moved up. Not always in a straight line. Most of the time it's not. Pulls back. That's the hardest part. People have difficulty accepting that there's pullbacks. And it's about measuring those pullbacks. Are they on low volume? Are they healthy? And moving on your sell stops under the peak, under the valleys, etc., moving them up. All part of the framework to make sure you make the less emotional decisions as possible. All right, so now we know that we're very close. So month of May, 2 weeks. Watch for Facebook for a close above that. If you have a monthly candle close right above that here, then you know that Facebook will be continuing into a stage 2. And previously I had Facebook, see, it had a nice stage 2. We had enter stage 3. And thank God for the Ichimoku cloud. Didn't pull the trigger on possible breakdowns here on the Ichimoku cloud. Check it out. Right here, could have had a breakdown at a stand. Look at this nice candle here. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Stand, let's say stand and use Ichimoku clouds. Here you would have had a top formation under the 30-week moving average, going down, breakdown below. Look at that crazy red candle. Okay, I don't have the Mansfield indicator. I have the RSI. It's going down from halfway. So this could have been a stage 4 right here. You go, oh, I'm getting in right here. Stage 4. Then you have the regular pullback on contracting volume. But now you're going back deep into your territory. Right now, if you're the traders, you would have been triggered out if you would have been in. And investors, you're probably getting kind of nervous here because your sell stop would have been on top of this formation here, like at 191, right around that top of the top number. Scary. Emotional landmines. But thank God we added, thanks to Isa Trader on stageanalysis.net. Use Ichimoku cloud. You want to wait for a breakdown below Ichimoku cloud to make sure you don't have that support close by. And that's one of Stan's premises. Make sure you don't have close overhead or under support. And that's what saved you from whipsaws on that level. You had the monthly candle close that could have saved you from whipsaw. And you had the weekly Ichimoku cloud that told you, there's still a lot of support here. You should wait. And rightly so. So what's going to happen if this is going to break down eventually, is that bigger pattern that's going to move on. And you'll have to break down below 150, or eventually if the time moves on and that support evaporates, then maybe higher and higher will be the price action before you break down. But right now it's time to look at the stage 2 continuation, stage 2, stage 3 continuation, no overhead resistance, horizontal breakout line identified at 188. On the weekly, it would be 190, just a little higher. And if ever we get a close above those two, and if it could be coincide with the monthly candle chart, check it out. Even the RSI going up nicely through halfway territory on top. The only thing we would need is candle with crazy volume. Like one of these are. The candle has about twice the average of the previous 4 weeks. And we need 1, 2, maybe we're going to have the breakout in 2 weeks. That'd be pretty cool. So if it would coincide with the end of the month, we'd have, let's say we have some small candles here, under 100 million, 90 million, and then we have a nice candle. That's my imagination, guys. I'm using it more and more. It's helping me understand more, observe more. But to be able to be imaginative, you have to be on the active and not on the reactive. And reactive is normal. It's when you're learning. You have the theory, then you apply the practice, and you're more like reacting, just trying to get the basics in, the mechanics. But eventually, the more you do it, you'll use your imagination and start seeing the patterns and what you want to see. And when you see them, you're able to act without second guessing yourself too much. You know what to expect, and you have that confidence level. So this is probably what I want. Maybe a little pullback here, a little price action, close that breakout line, and for the end of May, a close above the 190 level, ultimately with that nice volume of candle. And that would be a perfect stage 2, stage 3 continuing to stage 2 for Facebook. Guys, I change my mind all the time, and beware, people, don't change their minds. Changing your mind is always great. It's a scientific way of doing it, new evidence. You throw away what you had, previous premises, and write down a new one, man. That is a sign of a quality trader, or just anything, man. Always don't stick in mud. Change your ideas, guys. All right, Facebook, man. Not a stage 4 anymore for now. Looking for a stage 3, close above 190 on the monthly candle chart for May. Awesome. All right, ciao, guys.